What's up, Paleo Dudes? That's your new name. That's the new name for the listeners of the show Paleo Bites. I think it's great. Anyways, I got a Patreon at patreon.com/Matthew Donald. There you'll find bonus content for the Ritwit and Paleo Bites, my two podcasts, my two lovely podcasts. And for the Paleo Bites stuff, we discuss pop culture featuring prehistoric animals. And this month, we're talking about the Velocipaster. This is a real movie, I swear to God. Most of the budget went to the poster. Look at the poster, it's freaking badass. But the movie itself is just... Oh, it's great, though. We have a good time. We talk about this ridiculous movie about a pastor that turns into a velociraptor. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. It's a good movie. It should sweep all the Oscars this year. I mean, what else came out this year? Link is in the description for where you can find the Patreon. Thank you for your support, and have a wonderful day and a wonderful year. I mean, this year was terrible, but it's nearly 2021. We're nearly there, guys. Come on. We can do it. We're so close. Or it already is 2021, because I'm going to put these in episodes that came out at 2021, too. So we're either nearly there or we're already there. Either way, 2020 is behind us. Thank God.
Roar, growl, snarl, bellow.
Welcome to Paleo Bites, the podcast that can't see the forest for the sequoia dendrons, and other jokes that make more sense to more than paleobotanists, actually. My name is Matthew Dahl, and each week I and a rotating series of guest co-hosts talk about and rate a genus of prehistoric animal, be it dinosaur, mammal, arthropod, and so on. This week, I'm joined by someone who just escaped from the hold of the government and is finally free after being held, for a long time. It's Natasha Crack. How are you? What did you see? What can you tell us? What's the inside scoop?
Oh, there's so much. The aliens! The aliens!
Oh, no, not the aliens!
And the reptilians! They secretly rule our government. I am probably going to have to disappear again after this podcast.
Oh, good. Hopefully you can stay on for 20 minutes so we can record this.
Hopefully. I wasn't followed, was I? You didn't see anybody?
I don't see anybody.
I didn't hear anything.
This is a very secure location.
Oh, good.
Yes, it's...
Oh, good. We've all got our laser guns, right?
Yeah, we've all got our laser guns. I've got mine stashed under here, and...
Oh, good.
Yes, I'll keep an eye out. I've got security cams. I got all these different... See all these monitors up here? They show every inch of the place.
Oh, watch out for your blind spot there.
Oh, no, that's right. Okay, hold on. Just go into the thing here and just adjust it. Just move it a bit to the left. Just a couple degrees this way. There we go. We're good. Okay.
All right. We're covered.
Okay. Good. We're good. How are you?
Doing well now that I've escaped Area 51.
Yes, indeed. Yes, it's pretty good. Okay. Let's see. Okay, here's the dinosaur-related question that I'm going to ask you. If you found out that the government was using some sort of prehistoric animal for some nefarious purpose that was hidden from the public eye, which would you want it to be, and why?
Ooh. Which nefarious dinosaur? Well, believe it or not, Velociraptor. It's all feathery and small, and it can hide as a wild turkey out in the backwoods.
Yeah, but what would the government be doing with it?
I don't know. Spying on all the backpackers. Trying to get all our backcountry secrets, because clearly they don't know anything.
That's true. There's a lot of hidden places there.
Yes, they want to find all our secret hideaways.
And it's fluffy, which means it probably had some sort of insulation. So maybe we could go into Russia and spy in on them.
Well, I've heard they're using other animals for that.
That's true. Some sort of prehistoric bear, like a short-faced bear.
I've heard they've hybridized a short-faced bear.
That makes sense. It's funny that we're talking about all this cool, conspiracy stuff and all this great stuff, because the episode we're doing this week, it's kind of a boring animal. No, it's all right. It's just a little horse.
That's a little horse, My Little Pony.
Oh wow! I should have put that on the pop culture references.
Well, My Little Pony and this creature don't exactly fit, but it is a little horse.
Yeah, it is. We're talking about Mesohippus. It means middle horse. Like meso, kind of like Mesozoic, which is in between the Cenozoic and the Paleozoic, or Mesoamerica, which is between North and South America. So Mesohippus means middle. Type, it is an equid, of course, obviously. The family that includes horses, donkeys, zebras, and the like. Size, 2 feet / 60 centimeters tall at the shoulder. So it's pretty cute.
Cute little creature.
Yeah, 4 feet / 1.2 meters long. It was an herbivore, like, most horses.
Like every horse that's ever existed.
There was a Greek myth, I think, of the Thracian horses, I think, or something like that where they were carnivorous. So that's cool. If we ever
But those Greeks,
Yeah, well, those Greeks, what were they on?
Well, their mythology is pretty good, and their respect for the horse is incredible.
That's true.
They were the animals of Poseidon,
Yes.
Lord of the Seas.
Yes, isn't that why the Trojan horse was a thing, because they were like, it was like, as well as this being this gift, it's like we're showing, like, I think I read that a general of Poseidon surrenders his horse to show that he's beaten.
Huh. I don't remember that part of my mythology very well. But...
So, I mean, I got this from Age of Mythology, so I don't know how accurate it is, but...
take it with a grain of salt.
But, like, so they were saying this as like, okay, we're using this as a way to say we've surrendered. Here's our parting gift. Oh, wait, actually, we're hiding inside.
Well, I know that horses were Poseidon's gift to humanity.
Right. Okay. Anyways, died herbivore time, mid-Eocene to early Oligocene, 40 to 30 million years ago.
Nice.
Location all across North America, particularly in South Dakota.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Crazy Horse was a Mesohippus. That big statue. Are they still building that, or is that finished by this point?
I think it's still a work in progress. I haven't checked up on that lately.
Yeah,
with all that's been going on and all the different controversies, it's really hard to keep track of what's still going and what's not.
Yeah.
Mount Rushmore itself has come under a lot of scrutiny lately.
Well, it's built on land, right? It's built on native land. I mean, technically everything in North America is built on native land. But,
technically true.
But
that particular mountain before it was Mount Rushmore was significant to the Sioux people.
Oh, that's right. Okay. And then we decided to deface it with a bunch of white people.
Basically, yeah.
And just... Yeah, some of which owned slaves. In fact, I think most of them owned slaves. All of them except Teddy Roosevelt owned slaves. I don't. Was Abraham Lincoln on there? He didn't. He was against.
Lincoln was on there, and he was not.
He was anti-slave. Okay, so 2 of them had slaves.
He actually came from a very poor background.
Right.
He's one of the few actual legitimate rags to riches stories America has.
That's true.
This guy taught himself to read. He became a lawyer.
Okay.
Got into Congress and then the presidency.
Yes, indeed. Mesohippus was described in 1875. Pop culture appearances, other than My Little Pony, actually none I could find. It's not even in Jurassic World, the game, the horror.
Wow.
Yeah, that mobile game that has every creature. It's not in this.
What?
I know. That mobile game where it's just like, here, you can buy this thing of land up. You're going to have to wait 8 hours, or, just pay up a little bit of cheddar cheese, you just you just do it this one time,
Just this one time.
After this, you'll never have to do it again.
Never.
No.
Every time.
Every time, forever. But it's a free game, technically. The evolution of horses is one of the classic sequences paleontologists use to represent the theory of evolution as a whole.
Yes, that and whales.
Whales, yes indeed.
Now, and for those of you who are claiming that evolution is just a theory,
they're not. Those people aren't listening to these podcasts.
Yeah. Well, and here's the thing. Here's a way to refute it. In science, a theory is above a law.
Mm-hmm. That's true. It's not like what most people consider a theory is often more known as a hypothesis.
Correct. Where they've just started getting an idea.
Yeah.
I want to prove that the sky is blue.
Uh-huh.
Well, that's a hypothesis until I get further evidence, and it's gone through extensive peer review.
Right, exactly. Well, gravity's a theory too, technically, so...
But again, gravity, like evolution, tons of evidence.
Hold on. Yep, it works. I just dropped my phone. So.
They haven't figured out how to turn the gravity off yet.
Oh, that's true. It's another conspiracy. Quick, hop from the ceiling. Like all mammals, and technically all of life, and technically all of the universe, horses came from small beginnings. Starting off as cat-sized creatures that foraged on the forest floor, before becoming the majestic creatures we know them today. Mesohippus, as its name Middle Horse suggests, is right around the midway point of horse evolution between these small beginnings and today. these were still small, but this time they were the size of a dog rather than a cat. So that's
A
cute.
little bit bigger.
Still cute. You still wouldn't ride it though. You'd
Oh,
crush
you
it.
still couldn't.
A child might, like a young child,
Maybe, if
like a
even.
toddler. Yeah, a newborn baby. I trust my newborn baby with that thing. Okay. This was also the first horse in the evolutionary record to be fully tridactyl, as in the third digit was larger and longer than its second and fourth digits.
Interesting.
Yes, but unlike modern horses, but like its earlier relatives, Mesohippus had not yet developed hooves. Discovered hooves.
Discovered. Oh, that would be interesting.
I have found this thing. I'm gonna plant my flag in it and then put it on my toes.
Well, technically, horses run on one toe.
That's true, like that middle digit, like I was talking about, like the tridactyl thing. So, there's the even-toed ungulates or ungulates and the odd-toed ungulates. The even-toed includes like pigs, cows, deer, I think giraffes too, technically.
I think giraffes would be correct.
Yeah, and the odd includes horses, donkeys, zebras, and rhinos.
Any of the equids.
Yeah, and also
Although,
rhinos.
Really, rhinos?
Yes, they're odd-toed ungulates.
Huh.
Yeah.
I thought, like the elephants, they were a partial digigrade.
Yeah, like they're yeah, you'd think, but no. Also, hippos, I think, are even-toed.
The things you learn on this podcast.
Yeah, exactly. I'm fairly sure. Hold on, let me Google. No, I'm not gonna do it.
Nah.
I'm fairly certain rhinos are odd-toed ungulates.
I'm pretty certain that and I'll have to double check this, folks. They're a lot like elephants because they're pachyderms.
Right, they have the skin of elephant. Hold on. Okay, we gotta figure this out. Okay. Well, place your bets, listeners. Who's right? Hold on. Rhino. Oh, it's hard to Google. It's hard to Google because I have a glove on my hand because we're trying to be safe here. Rhinoceros. Rhinoceros is one of only 5 extant species of odd-toed ungulates
Oh!
in the family Rhinoceridae. So, yep, boom. Also, I forgot another example of even-toed ungulates, whales. If you go into Wikipedia and you search for the even-toed ungulates, it has a picture of a bunch of examples, and whales are on there. So that's funny. It's true though, because they evolved from that kind of thing. So
It is true.
it's just weird to think about. The blue whale is related to a deer.
In its own odd way, though. It makes sense.
Yeah, but it doesn't have hooves.
No, but
See-
at one point it did have feet.
Yeah, I know, but okay. I guess technically it's glad. All right, fine.
Like horses, whales are one of the best documented sequences for evolution.
Yes, Ambulocetus. I wanted to do an episode on that one. It's like an otter one. That's like a transitional fossil, where it's mostly on water, a little bit on land. Still had legs. And then you had like the early ones like Pakicetus, which were mostly on land.
Mm-hmm.
And then you had the ones that were really big serpentine ones that were in the ocean, like Basilosaurus.
Yes.
Yes. And then another one, which is we're coming up on. We'll get to it next episode. But yeah, so Mesohippus. It had not yet developed hooves, but instead it had pads and broad claws that kind of resembled hooves, but not quite. Like imagine, like a dog's claws, like at the end of its paws.
Yes.
Imagine that, but broader and duller. That kind of thing.
That makes sense, though. It makes
Yeah.
sense that a hoof would come from a claw.
Yeah. Like, maybe this thing should have been called Canahippus rather than Mesohippus, considering the amount of times I compared it to a dog.
Why not?
Yeah. Unlike its earlier relatives, Hyracotherium and Propaleotherium, the teeth of Mesohippus were low-crowned and containing a small singular gap just behind the front teeth, similar to what's known as the bit in modern horses. You ever heard of a bit?
Yes, I have.
See, I haven't. What is it?
So, what I know it as is because
Is it the part where you put the reins around?
it goes through the mouth.
Yeah. See, I'm no equestrian, so I wouldn't.
I'm not either, but I have done some horseback riding.
I've done a bit.
I did quite a bit in my camp counselor years.
Okay. So that makes sense. That's where you put the reins around. So since Mesohippus had this, I guess you could get a little kid to ride this thing. Maybe a little kid, just put the little reins.
Maybe. I think you'd be pushing it. That animal may have been quite fragile.
Yeah. That'd be cute. Oh wait, Mesohippus died out millions of years ago. I always forget about that part.
Yeah, a lot of these.
Or did it? The government.
government. Don't tell anybody.
Folks,
Folks, you didn't hear anything,
right?
right?
Right. Get the pocket watch so we can hypnotize them. That works in audio format, right?
Somehow. I'm sure we can make it work.
You are getting very sleepy. Boo! All right, so, all right, that's basically all there is about Mesohippus. I mean, just imagine those cute little horse creatures roaming across the grasslands of North America. This is when lands were starting to really spread out. Like grass had just started to evolve, and so there was all these big prairies
and animals were just starting to evolve to fill those niches.
Yep, to eat grass. Grass is surprisingly difficult to digest, so animals had to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, because you want to figure out how to digest it because it's so prevalent. It's everywhere.
It is.
Yeah, so good to know. All right, well, we get to rate the animal 1 out of 65 million now. We have the privilege of doing it. I don't know why I said it that way.
Because we're running out of words.
That's true. What is word? There's a finite combination of words in the English language. Eventually we'll all run out. Okay.
Eventually.
Okay.
Unless it evolves again. Oh, wait, it's in the middle of doing that again.
Language always evolves. As an English major, I can tell you it always evolves. People are like, but, people are using these words incorrectly. I'm like, yeah, but if enough people use it incorrectly, that just becomes another meaning of the word. Because language is all about...
It really does.
Language is all about communication. Like, literally, people... Now in the dictionary, literally is a slang term that means adding emphasis to something. Like, so it doesn't literally mean literally... I mean, it does, but now...
It does, but it doesn't.
Now
Double meanings.
People can say, oh, man, I literally ran 1,000 miles an hour. And I'm like, whoa. And then, but that's technically now using it correctly because enough people use it that way that... It's like the word decimate. You know the word decimate?
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of people think it means... And it does mean this now, again. It means like to just destroy, like just utterly obliterate.
Mm-hmm.
But actually it means reduce by 1/10. Decimate. Like December, it's like deci, which means 10, and like the sort of thing.
All these fun, pedantic little things.
Yeah, but enough people use decimate that way that now it's just become another meaning of the word. So language
Yes.
evolves.
Constantly.
Yeah.
The dialect of English from even 200 years ago, vastly different than what we use today.
Yes, indeed.
Someone from 200 years ago would ask, in much more polite terms, what we were actually saying.
Right. But we do understand them enough. The modern English began with Shakespeare is when that first big transition. You can sort of understand Middle English, and you cannot understand Old English. Old English is basically German. So, anyways, Mesohippus. We're rating it 1 out of 65 million. I don't know, I'm going to give it like a 15 million. I mean, it's kind of cool. It's more interesting, like in its stepping stone of the evolution of horses.
I would give it a 10 million. It's an interesting enough animal if you see it in sequence with all the other equids that it came from, and you see it how it was a middle stepping stone leading up to the modern horse.
Right.
Even the Przewski's horse on the plains of Mongolia.
Yes, that's how that's pronounced. Okay, I've seen that. That was an animal in Zoo Tycoon, I remember.
I'm probably not even fully pronouncing it correctly, but I'm close.
Yeah. It's got a bunch of consonants smushed together.
But nonetheless, I'm just going to stick with the modest 10 million.
Yeah, I
because
think.
It's kind of one of those animals that's good to know about in the sequence of horse evolution.
Right, exactly.
But it's not particularly weird or wacky.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. Who knows? I mean, it's kind of cool, though. It's like cool as a stepping stone.
It is a cool stepping stone.
Yeah. All right, well, that's it for this week. If you want to get a hold of the show, you can contact us at matchad@matthewdoncareer.com, except if you're the government. Go away. Now you're fine. You can find me on social media at MatthewDonCareer on Facebook, at MatthewDon64 on Twitter, and MatthewDon64 on Instagram. I have another podcast called The Writ-Wit, where two twits talk about writing. It's a writing podcast because I am a writer and an English major, as you heard. So that's why I have no job. No, I do have a job.
I mean, hey, both of us ended up with jobs we never thought we had.
Yeah, exactly. I know.
I have a BA in history. I drive the city bus.
Nice.
I've been at it for almost 3 years at this point.
Nice. And I just recently quit my job at a famous coffee shop that shall not be named for legal purposes, even though everyone knows what it is. Just so it doesn't get held against me. And also I have a book series on Amazon called Megazoic, available for print and Kindle. That's pretty good stuff. Dinosaurs with laser guns. That's pretty cool. Just a lot of people seem to like the idea, the notion of it. One thing that people really like about this is that there's no humans. I found that people find that interesting. Usually when there's dinosaur stories, humans are still somehow involved.
Though sometimes just pure dinosaurs. It's an escape fantasy is what it really is.
And in this crazy time, that's what we really need.
I really encourage everybody to find a good escape fantasy, be it the Megazoic series or any other.
Yep.
Pretend reality doesn't exist, even for 20 minutes a day.
It's
in a book or audiobook if you enjoy audiobooks.
I listen to podcasts while playing video games. That's my escape. All right, well, that's it for this week. I was say at the end of every episode of Paleo Bites. That was just a horse farting.